One defense I will give the Bengals here is free agency has been a cesspool this whole entire year. So whenever I make a free agency video, I talk about free agents, it's not like I'm just instantly coming out and saying, oh, this guy, you should sign. You should go this guy, right? It's really a complete just cesspool, and you're just picking and choosing what looks best, right? So let's talk about free agents who are available at some positions we need, and maybe some guys we could maybe look at. I'm not saying they're going to, because we picked up a wide receiver yesterday. 5'10" wide receiver who looked good in the preseason. Jermaine Burton looked good in the preseason too. But has not really done anything in the NFL. Anyway, undrafted guy. Beside the point. And in case you're wondering, let me actually go ahead and pull this up real fast. After signing that beautiful wide receiver yesterday, we are now sitting at $8.7 million cap right now. Okay? So, cornerback. There are players available at cornerback position. I know it's crazy to say that. Xavier Howard, I will still forever say no, because he's a piece of crap, and I would not want that piece of scum on our team. But other than Xavier Howard, J.C. Jackson is still a free agent, which boggles my mind. Because why is he still a free agent? Is it injuries? It has to be injuries, right? Because I know he was on the Chargers, he was on the Patriots, and then he got traded to the Chargers, and then the Chargers traded him back. So it's like, part of me is like, oh yeah, it has to be injuries or the fact he just sucks. But it's so weird to me that, like, I don't ever remember him being that bad. Like, he had, like, I know, like, what? I mean, 3 interceptions, 5, 9, 8. Like, he had a complete crazy, insane run for, like, 4 years with the Patriots. And then the man just fell off the face of the earth. Which, yeah. Listen, I don't think we're going to target him, and I don't know how much he would want. Obviously, probably more money than we're willing to give. But he is an option. I would say he is an option. Even if you're like, hey, well, he has injury concerns, give him a no-nothing contract. Give him a prove-it deal. If he can stay healthy, he helps us out. That's really what I would look at. And at this point, again, you know, beggars can't be choosers right now, okay? With how everything is going for us, we need any help we can get, right? And going for a veteran might not be a bad idea this time. So, like Jalen Mills. That's a guy you don't go for, right? Because he sucks. But that's beside the point. I'm just kidding. Eli Apple's still available? I should be surprised by that statement, but he is still available. Cool. Logan Ryan, like, again, that's another guy who's older, but at this point, man, I don't know, though. We don't need anyone else getting burnt on our team, and with our current cornerback situation, Cam Taylor-Britt seems like he gets burnt every other second, which is so weird because he started off the season so good. But again, like I said, this is what the free agency market looks like for corners. It's a cesspool. It's old guys. No one really wants them anymore. Could they be good? Yeah. Are they good? Probably not. Let's look at... We don't really need safety that much unless, like, it would be a big upgrade. But, yeah, no, we're not. Jamal Adams on the Titans. But, again, like, none of these guys we're going to pick up because none of these guys are technically better than what we have. That's the problem. If we actually play Jordan Battle, none of those guys are better. Let's see defensive ends. Yannick signed with the Ravens, so he's not available. Jordan Phillips. I wouldn't mind bringing in a veteran pass rusher, but again, though, there's a couple issues with that. First off, you got to give them the veteran minimum, which is more money than a typical minimum salary for a player. And second thing, the problem is usually with even if you give them veteran minimum, they want more money than that, right? And that's another issue. And if they're not going to live up to what we pay them, then it's just a waste of money. That's why I think, you know, the Bengals, both times I look at when we looked at the receiver, right? We go for an undrafted guy who played good in the preseason, but hasn't played any football because, hey, maybe he could be good for us, right? We target Collins, the running back. Again, maybe he could be good for us. And these aren't really like big name players. The only, I guess, biggest name we targeted was we traded for Khalil Herbert, but even that isn't a big name. But yeah, no, this is cesspooling. Randy Gregory, Tyus Bowser, the old Ravens outside linebacker. I mean, maybe bring him in as a rotational piece, if anything. You can never have too many pass rushers, but even with that, like Tyus Bowser, his biggest thing is he can't stay healthy. Because he wasn't bad for the Ravens, but he just couldn't stay healthy. And then you look at like right tackles, right, to like maybe back up Marius Mims. Billy Turner, no, you're not going for him. You're not going for David. What about left tackles to back up Orlando Brown? David Bakhtiari, you love that, right? But guy can't stay healthy. He's been having injuries his whole entire career pretty much. Donovan Smith, you're not going for him. And again, a lot of these guys, just like, especially offensive linemen, veteran offensive linemen, I feel like a lot of those guys just cost too much, or they might not be not football shape, but they've been out for a little bit of time. Okay, they're obviously trying to get on the team, but at the same time, some of these guys get to a certain age, they're like, all right, probably not going to get signed or picked up anymore, so they just don't really, going out there and playing that good. Like running back, no. Wide receiver, no. That's why, again, we picked up a wide receiver. That shocked my brain. I did not expect us to pick up a freaking wide receiver in any capacity. That's the last thing I thought we were going to pick up if we picked up a free agent. Like, sign to your practice squad, whoever, who cares. But that I did not expect. But again, yeah, I mean, it's a cesspool. It really is. And that's why you make trades. That's why we were so crazy about the idea of the trade block, right? And why we need to make a trade, go trade for somebody, go get somebody, because this is how free agency has looked this whole entire year so far. Like, honestly, the only guy I would even say to pick up out of this whole entire video would be J.C. Jackson. And that's really not even because I have faith in him. It's just because I feel like maybe he could do something. But again, then he could definitely become a liability, right? And there isn't really anyone else. It's a cesspool. I wish we would have traded for someone. I feel like it would have been a lot better of a situation. And again, yeah, you could bring in one of these veteran guys and maybe see what they can do. Maybe they do something good, maybe not, And if they don't, give them a know-nothing contract and cut them. The problem is that's easier said than done. A lot of these older guys, if they're going to get signed and brought back into an NFL team, especially depending on their age, they don't want to get signed for a know-nothing deal. They don't. Like, they want to get signed, especially not for a 4-6 team. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't really have much say-so when we start off the league. We start off this year 0-2 or 0-3, and then we started off 0-4. Yeah, that's the point. You don't really get much say-so because these veterans who are older and they're like, hey, we only have so many years left of our career. They don't want to come back for a know-nothing contract for a team that, right now this season is kind of on the hinge, right? So that's another problem is we don't really have much sway on things. So overall-wise, it is what it is, man. Cesspool, but free agency is just a no-go right now. There really isn't. Unless you go for an undrafted guy like we did with the wide receiver, really there isn't much to work with. Which... we have what we have. We made our bed. We didn't trade for anybody. We just gotta have to sleep in the bed we made. It is what it is. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one. Peace out.